Welcome back, YouTube Axis and Allies brethren, to the tour in Goldsboro, North Carolina for this Axis and Allies 50th anniversary version or edition, version 1941, with LT and Corporal Panda as the Axis and Captain Jack and Private Joe as the Allies. So this is the US and China's turn for round one. So for the production for those two countries, we have, for the US, we have one transport and one destroyer for a total of 15. We have an artillery and an infantry for a total of 7. We have a cruiser and a submarine for a total of 18. And that grand total is 40 IPCs. For China, we're going to have 2 infantry units because they have somehow they have 4 units left, or excuse me, 4 territories left, so they get to place 2 infantry units. So we'll come back and talk about the combat move next. All right, so for the combat move, there's just one for this turn. We've got the bomber from eastern United States traveling 1, 2, 3 spaces to C zone. Excuse me. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spaces to C zone. C zone 6, attacking the German cruiser and transport. It'll have 1 movement left in its fuel gauge after the battle if it survives. So we'll take that to the board now. All right, so for the C zone battle in C zone 6, we've got 1 red 4-hit die going into the cup for the bomber. Here's the roll for the bomber. And it hits. Now the cruiser and the transport get to fire back. So that'll be 1 blue die, 3 hit, and 1 black die, 1 hit. And here's the roll for that. And there is a hit. So the bomber has been destroyed. Okay, so just to cover that last battle, the German cruiser in C Zone 6 has been destroyed. The transport remains. The US bomber that took out the cruiser has also been eliminated. So for non-combat moves, we have the fighter from the eastern US traveling 4 spaces into the UK. We have, over here, we have the bomber from the western US traveling to the UK. We have also the infantry unit in central US traveling 1 space into the western United States. And we have the carrier and destroyer in C Zone 44 traveling 2 spaces into C Zone 56. And the fighter in the western United States landing on this carrier. For China, we have the fighter going from Yunnan to Qinghai. We have the infantry unit in Yunnan going to Xikang. All right, so for placing units, the 2 infantry units in China, 1 is going to go into Ningxi, and the other one is going to go into Qinghai. For the US, replacing 1 infantry and 1 artillery in the eastern United States, 1 destroyer and 1 transport in the eastern United States, off the east coast of the eastern United States into C Zone 10, and the cruiser and the sub off the western United States into C Zone 56. So that concludes our placement unit phase. The US will also collect 38 IPCs for this round. And their bonus will be 5 for all of the western U.S., central U.S., and eastern U.S., and 3 of Midway, Wake, Hawaii, and so actually on all of those. So they'll have a 10 IPC bonus. So they'll have 48 IPCs to spend for the next round. So that'll do it for the U.S. and China move in this round of combat. Round 2 will be next, which will be Germany, done by Corporal Panda and LT. Alright, so for the unit recap after the U.S. turn, in the eastern United States, there's 1 industrial complex, 1 AA gun, 2 infantry, 2 artillery. In C-Zone 10, we have 2 transports and 2 destroyers. In UK, we have 1 fighter and 1 bomber. In Alaska, there's 1 infantry unit. In the western United States, there's 2 infantry, 1 industrial complex, 1 AA gun. In Midway, we have 1 infantry. In Wake Island, we have 1 infantry. In the Hawaiian Islands, we have 1 infantry and 1 fighter. And we have off the western United States in C-Zone 56, we have 1 sub, 1 cruiser, 1 transport, 1 destroyer, 1 carrier with 2 fighters. And in China, there's 1 American fighter in Qinghai. And there's also 1 Chinese infantry in Qinghai, 1 Chinese infantry in Ningzai, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and 1 in Seking. So, that'll conclude this U.S. turn in round 1 from the turret in Goldsboro, North Carolina. Captain Jack and Private Joe, over and out.